Okay, so today we're going to talk about uh, tablets. And as you can see in the corner, there's me, my tablet. There are different kinds, there are different cost levels. And the first one I want to mention is the one I have. This is not the one I'm using, it's the one downstairs. And it works fine. I've had no problems with it. The reason I can't really use it at this point is this is a full HD 1920 by 1080 screen. Well, if you're running 4K screens, this is just not going to work. You're either going to have to run it as a separate monitor and run your program in a lower resolution, or you're going to have to bring down the resolution of your monitor, neither of which are desirable in my view. So, but if you were running full HD and not running 4K, this type of this is actually the older version. They do have a newer version now. Is a great option because you can actually see what have the program shared on your monitor and on the tablet, and be able to look at the tablet and see. That is, as I say, a great option for those running full HD and not 4K. They do, in fact, and Wacom does as well, have, let's see, they do have versions. This is going to cooperate with me. Hello. There we go. They do have versions, a full HD, but notice the difference in price. The latest Artist 12 is $250, and the 16-inch 4K model is almost $900. So, depending on what you're doing, actually, not even 2K. This is 4K. Then they have a 2K one that's $800. Well, if you're going to spend $800, you might as well get the 4K if you have especially if you have a 4K monitor. If you have a 4K monitor, and you're going to get a display tablet, you want a 4K display. However, let me show you what I am. You can see my tablet here. This is an older Wacom. Wacom is kind of the, I guess you would say, the Apple of tablets. They're the big player, and this is the new version. This is the medium size. This is a small one that I'm using, and it's under $400. And of course, Wacom does have. I'm looking at the wrong one. Wacom does have different tablets. Let's see. They have. Let's go to tablet. So they have their Intuos Pro. They have a less expensive one with the Intuos. They have a paper edition for people who do a lot of pen and ink artwork. They can actually stick a piece of paper on the tablet and capture their artwork digitally. And this, I believe, is a lower cost one. But they have another one. Let's see if I can find it. That is, unfortunately, also a full HD and not a. If I can find it. Display. Yeah, this Wacom one. No? There. Should be coming up. Make sure you can see it. Yeah. So this is $400, and this is also a full HD. And I don't know. Yeah, it's full HD, and so if you're running AC, this is a little bit more expensive than the X10, but this is an American company, and they're known for quality, so that's why I'd say they're kind of like the Apple of tablets. But if you're running a 4K monitor, I think, which I think is advisable if you're doing the 3D and using programs like Cinema and Houdini, then I think this or a similar type of tablet is a good option for you. And you can see, hopefully, you can see that this tablet, I'm using it just fine. Now, I want to show you, we're not going to do a full demo right now. I think that's going to be next time. But you can configure it. Let me show you. The most important thing to configure, of course, is your pen settings. Now, I have it set. You can change how it feels, the pressure, and you see you can, if I tap on the screen, or if I do the eraser, it can tell me how much pressure I'm putting, and you can adjust that. And you can do double clicks, and I have it set up erase right click, which is your secondary click, and then the main click is the pen hitting the thing, and the middle click is your middle mouse button. Now, this is what's interesting, and I don't know if I can demonstrate. Well, you're not even seeing this. Oh, or are you? Oh, yeah, you are. Let's see if I can. If you are doing a I guess I don't have it, but I'll show you when we do a full demo, and I think I'm going to use Houdini for that. If you are, what I found is if I click the middle click button and I'm actually touching the tablet itself, what ends up happening is it gets confused. And so what you want, I don't know if you can see, you see when I move my hand and I get near, but I'm not touching. You want that light engaged, but you do not want, like this would be a click, because I touched the thing, like here. Okay, that took me to a web page. But you can see, and again, what's nice, particularly if you're doing something, where you need fine control, which, for example, if you're doing any kind of modeling, or you're doing a curve or something of that nature, these make life a lot easier, because you have the exact control that you don't have with a mouse. So this is why they're so valuable, and you're going to have to assess your own needs, what you're using it for, what apps you use, and you're going to have to assess, what kind of monitor are you using. If you're using, if you have a regular full HD monitor, then the graphic tablet might be a better choice. If you're using, if you have a 4K monitor, then I think one of the newer non-graphical tablets would be a better choice, because if you want to get full HD, you're going to spend a lot of money. So, and of course for artists, they actually have, show you, I better bring it back up. Right now you're not seeing it. like essentially computers that are tablets. Let's see if I can bring this up. And you can see that. Let's get this going here. So you can see this is a 4K. It's basically a computer. And this is probably ideal for people who do, who are artists and use a lot of the, the painting programs and so on. That's where something like this would really shine. But as you can tell, it's quite costly. But again, it really depends on your use case. A professional painter who does their painting digitally can benefit greatly from this. Excuse me. Whereas, let's say a Houdini artist or a compositor is not going to get the benefit from this that they necessarily, especially if the price is that. They're better off having a very beefy machine and a 4K monitor and then get a non-graphical tablet. So again, this all depends on your use case. In my particular case, what I am probably going to do is I'm thinking of updating my Intuos Pro and getting one of these. I have to figure out which size. This one I'm using here is a couple of years old, and I forget exactly when I got it. But it doesn't have the, let me bring this, show you what I'm talking about. We'll look at the medium. So this has, has obviously been upgraded in terms of the pen, in terms of the features. Like this has two little keys. It really doesn't, or one key. It really doesn't have all the features. I mean, my current one doesn't have all the features as this would have. And this you can also get an airbrush if that's what you need. The Wacom batteries, I believe, are a lot of these pens are battery free. And this is the medium. So you can see this is typically how it's used. We can see a picture of the gentleman looking at his monitor, and you're not even looking. And the other advantage with these is it puts less stress on your hands than a mouse once you get used to it. So this is, and again, they have the newer pen and so on. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. And next time, what I want to do is do a demonstration with and some of the things I learned using this tablet with Houdini, and show you some of the things I ran into. Like I mentioned, probably the biggest one is getting used to the fact that, like when you're using the mouse, it's on the table the whole time, and when you click and it's telling, the button tells it. Well, in this case, the pen hitting the little surface is what's telling it it's a click. And so for other things, for your right clicks or your middle mouse buttons, you don't want to touch it directly because it's going to get confused. It's going to get confusing. So, well, what are you doing? Are you trying to do a middle mouse button? Or are you trying to do a click? I don't know what you're trying to do here. And it can get frustrating. So I'm going to demonstrate that next time. Hopefully this little discussion on tablets has been helpful. And I will speak to you next time. Take care.